Hello everyone, I'm DM Pat. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Grand Quest. Here's our wonderful players.
Hey everyone, I'm Mithril, and I play Kane, our resident broody half-vampire ranger.
Hello, my name is Yone, and I will be playing Zoe, the Fathomless Warlock, an obscure, tentacly character hoping to embed himself into the party.
Hello, I'm Kelly. I play Sifina, a Sucker of Stars druid and grave cleric, who has been tasked by Tenelith to balance the scales of life and death.
Hey everyone, I'm Isaac, also known as Rapid Pup, and I voice Sif, the man trapped in a wolf's body for a crime he committed.
Hey everyone, I'm Matt. I play Trevor, the grumpy Oath of Vengeance paladin who is just trying not to die while he figures out the truth about what happened to his family.
Hi, I'm Wayne. I play Gorez, a fighting rogue who decided to step out of his brother's shadow, start his own gang somewhere else.
Hi everybody, my name's Bridger, and I am playing Oscar, a wild druid with memory loss.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Grand Quest. Last session, they had kind of a shopping episode, where this episode is going to be more focused on the right before they leave and their leaving to the missions. But first, the knight that works under Bradley, that is a teacher at the local magic academy, has returned from retrieving his student. A knock is heard on the door as a few of the guards open up the door and allow in the two individuals. All of you see you see the knight who steps in and gestures for his student to come in. Right this way. It's fine. They're not going to bite you, at least not that I know of. Please introduce you.
I'm not worried about them biting me.
Well, one of them might bite you. Anyways, come on in. Introduce yourself. So now is the time to explain how you look and to introduce yourself.
So I am playing
player as well.
Oh, player as well. Yeah, this is Hulk, and I am playing Alfric Atwood, the artificer.
That name though.
And what you see is kind of a younger male individual, human, with shaggy brown hair, kind of spikes up a little bit here and there. And next to him, you see a little four-legged pup. A metallic dog is next to him as well.
Very well. This is what you all see as he steps through the door. Younger than you had expected, though looking back, you remember that he did say his student was around the age of 16. So, yes, the knight, well, go ahead and meet your temporary party members. They'll be keeping you safe during this expedition.
Keeping me safe?
Well, hopefully.
No, I think you need to say that the other way around. The name is Alfric. Pleasure to meet all of you. Sure you've never seen a prodigy before, but now you have.
Sifina just looks at him.
This one's gonna be a problem.
You brought us a kid with a dog. We already have that.
And an attitude problem.
We had 3 of those already.
I'm supposed to keep him alive?
If
I
you
look at the
would-
knight.
If you would, please. He's very valuable to our establishment at the academy.
Hey, don't get the wrong idea. I can
Yes.
be help, but just understand that, well, I know people.
Ooh, scary.
Gorez just in the back kind of like raises an eyebrow, leans over to Sif. I'm pretty sure the people he knows is me.
Honestly, I was hoping he knew somebody around here.
Well, I'll be taking my leave. I'll leave him with you now. So do play nice. As the knight.
Are you telling us to or him to?
He waves his hand, kind of gesturing whatever works.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm.
bud, what do you do?
What was your name again?
The name's Alfric. And you guys are? Like, what do you guys do?
I'm Sif the Wizard.
Well, I was going to say, as a party or as an individual?
He'll kind of let this, quite large, think of almost like a boxer breed looking, dog kind of approach Sif.
Dogs, I love them. Sif just sits there with like a plain face.
Interesting.
And
He's
what's the
never done that before.
dog's name?
Oh, this is Ed.
Out pops a little gelatinous form from Sif and forms into a little polka dotted Dalmatian dog with little fairy wings. As it sits in next to Sif, staring at this metallic dog.
All the dogs a person could ever want.
Never
Trevor's
seen
just
one
watching
like you.
All of this, just very confused and very concerned, but he's just letting it play out.
You're right, you've never seen one like me. I'm not a dog.
He's a wolf.
Not a wolf either.
Oh.
Full fucking.
Spot puts his head down. Oh, I thought I got that one right.
It's okay, Spot.
It's okay, Spot.
It's okay, bud.
I look at my friend, new. I'm Saifina. I'm the cleric, the healer.
Cool.
I'm Kane.
The rest of it.
I shoot shit.
Badass.
That's really all I got going for me right now.
I'm Trevor. I hit shit and get hit.
He's very good at getting hit.
Very, very good at getting hit.
So you'll be in the front. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're not all going with you. We're
Oh,
splitting.
who's going with me?
I am. I raise my hand.
Mage
I
hand
am.
Sif. I think that's it, yeah.
Oh boy.
Yep.
At least you
Okay.
Have you seen combat before?
Yep. He's kind of like nonchalantly looking around. What? Yes, I've seen combat before.
Can I insight that?
Go for it.
Yeah.
What is your charisma?
21.
What's your charisma stat there, Hulk?
It is a 17.
Okay, so that's a +3, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, so the way I'm gonna try something new, which is when it comes to like inciting and or persuading or lying, it's gonna like if it's persuasion or insight, it's gonna go again. The DC is gonna be the target's charisma score, like modifier, added on top of 10, so 10 plus modifier. And with like lying to somebody, like it'll be wisdom plus your modifier, so 10 plus wisdom modifier. So that it needs to be a 13. So what did you roll, Kane?
21.
21.
I incite and I did a 26.
Okay. You would understand that he might have seen it in practice. He might have seen it in stories or mock like battles between defenders or practice in the academy, but not real combat, not to the death and fighting for your life combat. He's too green to have seen something like that.
Not enough scars.
His eyes still have too much light in them.
He has way too much hope.
Yeah, that. I agree.
Sure, kid.
Dude, why can't I get
Don't
the
worry.
moody one?
Why
The
can't
what?
You want
the what?
him?
Yeah. He looks
You
cool.
want to go with him?
Me?
I'll go with you guys. That's fine.
I mean, I'm just gonna shake my head.
He's like 12. Don't worry. He thinks everything Moody's cool. He'll grow out of it.
Some edgelords don't.
What did you say about Shadow the Hedgehog?
Jesus
Go
Christ.
fast.
Look at me. I'm 56 and never grew out of my moody phase.
Zoe from a
He's like, I
distance
wasn't gonna
will.
say that.
What's up, Yone?
I was just gonna say Zoe from a distance will speak just to Alfric and introduce himself, saying, "Welcome to the party. My name's Zoe. I just joined them as well. If you're to make it out of that fight alive, I will be more than welcome to give you a further introduction."
Inside your mind, you hear all of this stuff. It's more like you feel it and hear it.
What? Who just said that? You see him like looking around, kind of like frantically.
So a voice in your head, probably that one, points at Zoe.
I mean, we
Can't
don't
you
know
talk?
that he could just be going insane.
You didn't have to give me
It could
away. I was having fun.
He's like 14. Come on. Don't fuck with him too much.
You hear from a ominous voice from somewhere within the party. But that's the greatest age to mess with someone. 14 is when you can crush their hope, build it again, and crush it again.
Agnes, shut up.
Agnes.
No. Why do I always get told to shut up?
I like the way you think, Agnes.
And I like the way you
Trevor
do
actually-
spooky.
Trevor actually picks up Agnes and he's like, well played. Good job, bud.
You see as the paladin talks to a sword. A hilt of a sword.
Does he know they're this weird?
Oh, we get
That is
weirder.
who? You haven't met the other one yet. Hopefully she doesn't
You
make an
probably
appearance.
don't want to meet her right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
there's this crazy wild-shaped dude who turns into weird animals and people. And sometimes
Ew.
a combination of those things. Like an
It's
octopus
pretty
full of
horrifying.
arms.
Trevor
What's
like
the little mix
visibly gags at the memory of all the horrible things that
Right.
Oscar has trying to do.
I
As
hope
long
to
as it's
see
not a
it.
dog and a human, I'm fine.
oh
Fucking.
Hulk.
Sif just narrows his eyes on his.
Well, as the meeting is going rather well, Sif, time is kind of running short for you. You have somewhere to be.
Look, I'd love to stay and babysit, but I got a hot date to go to. I'll see you guys later.
Before
Save.
you go, he'll say just to Sif, there's something odd that happened earlier today, and I would like to discuss it with you after your... Well, we'll even be back tonight, actually.
See you in the morning.
In the morning, then.
After this is done, as long as I don't die, so. Don't you die either, because I kind of want to learn what you have to say. Sif says this back through the message. Actually, no. This is all through the head, right?
Zoe
wait, no,
talking
no.
is.
Oh, okay, so yeah. He just keeps saying it through the... Because he can talk back through the head, or no?
I don't allow it.
Oh.
You have to speak vocally.
Okay, so then Sif says
like
out
a
loud, yeah.
peasant.
Right. No, you know what? I have the message spell. He's gonna whisper it into him.
I can do it too. See.
Whisper.
Then yes, Sif heads out. And is there anything the rest of the party would like to do right now?
Oh, one sec before he goes out.
Yep.
Hey, Kane. I got this for you. Well, it's more for Lamia. I don't know. Someone said it's mixed with fire giant split or something like that. You have to apply it by hand. It's some wood varnish. I know we normally don't apply varnish by hand, but it's supposed to enhance her fire capability, resist something with fire. I don't know. Just here you go.
He doesn't do fire all the time. Thank you.
Maybe she might now. He's gonna mage hand toss it. And it's gonna be like a kind of like a I don't know, like an amber looking vial. If there was any written stuff on it, he would have tore it off.
I have
So,
a 20
vial.
catching that shit.
Yep, you catch it with a single hand. The bottle is warm to the touch.
Well, I needed to go talk to her anyway, so.
Very well. Is there anything else you'd like to do, Sif, before you head out?
Nope, that was it. Just that quick thing.
Very well. You, Sif goes out the front door and Mage Hand shuts it behind him and makes his way to the tavern to meet up with Trick, the owner of the Curiosities store. Is there anything the party would like to do before we move over there? Now is your time to do pretty much anything.
I just completely blanked on what I was going to say. Somebody else go.
I was gonna say, Kane does need to have a conversation with Lamia, preferably in private. That sounds weird.
So, like, what do we do now?
Wait till
like-
it's time to go. He picks his bow up and walks out the door and walks up the wall to the ceiling.
Wow.
To the roof. Yeah, he does not use any magic. He just puts his foot on the wall and walks straight up a 90-degree angle.
That dude's so cool.
Are you sure
Anyways.
you can't go with them? Because, I mean,
What?
Don't say that. He'll say just to Syphina.
I already did say it.
Just
Don't
not fun.
imply it anymore, please.
Just too
So,
late.
like,
He might
So,
change
like,
his
what's your-
mind.
Can Syphina please respond back mentally too? Because I know something very particular she only wants to say to Zoe.
He doesn't know that. He's gonna stick to what he
Okay.
believes in.
Okay. Oh, she's just like, oh, this party is made out of men and dogs for the most part, so,
Wow. Okay.
Y'all have fun. I'm going to see if I can find some privacy as well.
oh, so, like, do I just stick with you, Syphina, or?
Oh my
Yes, he'll
God.
say
I
this to him.
mean,
Yes, please.
Honestly, you might want to just find a place to hunker down and rest because, let's be honest, tomorrow's probably gonna fucking suck.
I bet.
All right.
so,
Yeah. So, is there nothing, Kelly, that you, Kelly, or Matt, you want to do for Syphina and Trevor?
Yeah. Trevor's gonna look at Syphina and he's gonna be like, I don't know about you, but I could use a drink.
I mean, we're not going to the tavern because that's what Sip is having his date and you don't want to interrupt. So, and the last I heard, the tea here was not the greatest, so
I'm
I don't
sure
know what
there's
else there is to
always
drink
something to go get a drink.
Pat, do I notice anything, like, really peculiar about these two? Like, can I just get an overall, like, I'm trying to aim for, like, an insight check just to get an overall vibe of, like, how these people actually are.
Go ahead and roll me an insight. Depending on what you get, you might uncover some things.
19.
19. being a person from college, from a magical college and being 16, you're not the brightest when it comes to that kind of thing, but you are a rather sociable person, mainly because you are rather popular at school and held in high regards. You tend to circle very social groups. So you would understand that there is some tension, not bad tension, but at the same time, they both seem kind of like this has been one hell of an adventure so far for them. There's a lot of baggage there, and so you kind of feel like if I don't know, best way to put it is the cat might die of curiosity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To see what's going on with them, where they've been, and stuff like that. You can tell that they have a lot to tell. Also, you get this weird essence of death from Syphina and a deep-rooted anger from Trevor.
Fascinating. So, guys, are we going to the tavern, or I could use a drink?
You don't look like you're old enough to drink, mate.
I do what I want.
Trevor just kind of goes over and puts a hand on his shoulder, and he goes, "You'll probably end up dying first, but I love the energy that you bring to the table." And he just kind of pats him and turns around and heads for the door.
As soon as he touches me, I will flick my third finger on my right hand, and I will cast heat metal on his armor.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god.
This is gonna go fun.
That's a saving throw, right?
It's about to go down.
Oh, crap. All right.
And what I'm doing with it is I'm not fully like entering the spell.
Okay.
I just want to heat his armor up enough to know that I can do it.
Oh. Okay.
And all you hear is like a snap of my third finger, and your armor just glows red hot for a second and calms down. And he just
Do
looks at you and
I
says,
catch what just happened?
Oh, 100%. It was a show.
Okay.
It was kind
what
of
just happened?
Yeah, it was kind of like a show of force to Trevor.
Trevor is going to put his hand on this kid's throat, and he's going to lift him up, and he's going to say, "Be very careful, kid. I've crushed much worse things than you."
Yeah,
And
you'll
he's gonna
hear.
put him down.
You'll hear one of the some of the guards start to draw their swords and go, "Hey, we don't need any infighting. We have enough of that."
Trevor just ignores him, and he just locks eyes with this kid.
he just starts
And
smiling
I'm
at
gonna
you.
roll an intimidation check.
Behind Trevor, looking straight at him, looking straight at Hawk, your character, I forgot your name. Syphina's eyes are glowing white. As she's not yet in her radiant soul, but she's tapped into a little bit of it.
That's a natural 20 on an intimidation check.
Oh my fucking
Hulk, feel free to play that how you'd like to.
So the second that you, like, he flashes that for a second, but you grab his throat, you see all of the white from his skin leave. And he just goes limp.
Trevor just kind of smiles, and he puts him back down. And he pats him on the shoulder, and he says, "Smart lad." And he turns around and he heads for the door.
Syphina's just, oh, this is gonna be so much fun. I can't believe I had to keep him alive. And goes after Trevor.
The guards will go rush to the kid and tend to him, helping him to calm down.
Yeah, like you hear screaming at Trevor, like basically him just calling out, basically just screaming profanities at him, but nothing like crazy. You can tell he's just an angry kid right now, throwing a temper tantrum.
Does Kane by chance hear that even on the roof?
Oh, 100%. It's loud. It's you. If you could hear a child's tantrum from outside the house, you could hear his.
Angel just kind of steps to the edge of the roof and looks down, like, what the fuck?
You see Trevor walking out the door with Safina.
The fuck
He
happened?
is not happy. Looks up. Oh, the kid.
Oh,
You know,
Just
Try
the
to-
kid. He'll be fine.
okay.
kind of try to show, do a show of force on Trevor. It didn't really work too well. You're
Dumbass.
welcome to him. She just smiles at him.
I don't want him.
Mm-hmm. Well, he seems quite intrigued by you.
Great.
So, have fun. Safina gives him a grin and goes.
All right. So, Zoe, is there anything you want to do before I move down the line?
Sure. Zoe will head into his room. Well, I assume there's a private
Yes, there
room
is.
that he finds. And he will shut the door, set his shield on the bed as he did last time, placing his spell book on the ground and holding his Pact Keeper rod, I believe, in front of him, looking into its eyes as he's trying to have a conversation with it. He'll whisper some few words to it and hear an array of different whispers and different voices back from it. And then he will take out the staff that he just bought and place it in front of it as the head of the rod begins to move and writhe as it wraps its tentacles around the rod, breaking it into pieces and feeding it into the mouth that it has. Its eyes glowing brighter and brighter as it begins to grow a bit. Roots extend from the rod, wrapping around Zoe's arm, almost injecting them into himself as it begins to feed him. In this instance, Zoe's voice not to sound weird, but he's like very intrigued into this process and is physically taking a part in it. And so his telepathic voice is different. It's almost as if he's talking out loud now to anyone in the room there rather than to a specific person, as his vulnerability, he's very vulnerable right now. The walls are down and he's in his pure form as the mask begins to grow around his face as they continue to whisper in different voices to each other. The staff grows a little more, growing a similar crown around its forehead. As it finishes eating and as Zoe returns back to normal, he feels stronger and he feels different, more connected to the staff and to someone else. As his voice returns to him in his head and he feels ready for the day that awaits him.
Okay. Amazing. Well done. All right. I'm going to say kind of like, as this is going on, Hulk, say your character's name again.
Alfric.
Alfric is mumbling under his voice still the profanities towards Trevor, but he's walking down the hall as he can hear this going on. Perhaps there's a small crack in the door, and is terrified a second time.
May he hear the conversation we have then?
Yeah, I mean, if you would like.
Okay, sure. Since Zoe is in this very vulnerable state of absorbing the power that's also going into the rod, as I mentioned, his voice is less controlled, and so anyone in that vicinity can kind of hear what's going on. And as Zoe's voice whispers to the staff, he tells him, "I'm going to find you more. I promise. I've not forgotten our goal. I hope you know that. However, I am worried about this mission we're going to go on, as I know it puts our agreement and our goal in jeopardy. And what whispers back to him is not quite clear. It's also whispering in different languages, but also different voices. As it whispers back.
I have not forgotten our deal. I will do my best to keep you safe. We promise we have not forgotten you.
As Zoe bows his head and says, I will achieve my goal no matter what. If I must leave them to die, I will. Whatever you need, I am at your service, as you have always known.
Well, I'm going to say that there is one separate voice that you hear speaking through the many languages and voices, something whispering, there is an item that will greatly increase our goal.
I noticed that. Hence my agreement to go on this. You think it would feed you well?
It would make our power much, much greater.
Very well, if that's what you wish. I will do what I must, but I also must prioritize my life. As you know, that also holds a key factor.
We
How
are
perceptive? How perceptive is Zoe?
That's a good question. In this moment, I feel like like I said, his defenses are down. He's very focused on this conversation. But can I roll for that?
Yes, with disadvantage.
Okay. Perception.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Nat 20. Oh no, disadvantage. No, just kidding.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Dang it. Alright, that's fine. It would make sense that he doesn't perceive this also.
I would honestly say, like, I don't think Alfred would be, like, trying to hide at this point. You would just hear an audible, what the fuck?
That I probably would hear.
Yeah. That's when suddenly the voice... the voice
I was gonna say,
goes
the heads
silent.
both snap in the same direction. As the head of the staff becomes more material rather than real and absorbs back into the staff. As so does Zoe's mask disappears into the crown around his forehead.
There's clearly somebody on the other side of that door. Zoe.
He'll open the door.
Standing on the other side, more like kneeling on the other side, kind of in shock, is the newcomer.
The child. What are you doing here?
I just heard you talking. We just heard a noise down here.
What noise? He'll say just to him. Is anyone with him? I didn't think so.
No. There are
I have
some...
my...
Oh, yeah, the
I have
dog.
my defender with me.
Yeah.
He'll just be talking straight to Alfric. Just in case there are any other people around.
Mm-hmm.
What did you hear?
Nothing. I didn't hear a word.
Insight.
Go for it.
Or would it be obvious?
It's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I'll roll anyways. Oh no. Well,
I feel like
it would be obvious.
I feel like it'd be really obvious that he heard a lot.
Yeah.
That he pretty much heard almost everything.
I guess it's a safe assumption also.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not like you knowing would do any harm. You might die tomorrow anyways. Probably.
This is like the 5th time he's been told he's gonna die.
I was about to say, he just kind of goes, I'm not going to die tomorrow. I know what I'm doing. But what the fuck are you doing?
I have my own objective here. I'm sure you do as well. Who the fuck doesn't? Now, if you don't mind, I would like to get some rest before my own mission tomorrow.
Absolutely. And he just kind of like shuffles backward, keeping an eye on you, and then just turns around and runs.
Zoe will giggle in his own head. They are so fun to mess with, aren't they? As he shuts the door and starts to rest.
Very well. We'll move to the top of the house to Kane and Lamia.
Okay. After he talks to Trevor and Syphina about Alfric?
Yeah, Alfric.
Right? Okay. Shouting profanities, he'll move a little further back, basically make sure he's out of view, before he'll set Lamia down and kind of look at the bow and be like, can you come out willingly?
The bow, you can hear a faint whisper, almost as if you can hear her voice as if it's talking from a very distant bit away. I am unable. Your emotions are what gave me the power to do so last time. But it is hard to hear her.
Why do you sound so far away?
Our connection is weaker.
How? And how do we strengthen it?
Blood. Blood of others. Blood of your enemies. Blood of those who stand in our way.
What about mine?
In time, I'm sure your blood will be needed. But for now, I require substance, food, energy. It has been some time since you've killed something, Kane. And I am growing impatient and hungry.
Well, we haven't had too many fights recently.
Tragic, isn't it?
Somewhat.
The mortals should die.
No, not all mortals.
Your desire to play this in-between game with yourself is interesting, cute, and interesting.
What do you mean in-between game?
Between your immortal side and your mortal side. Your vampiric half and your tainted human blood.
Tainted?
Yeah. Your blood is not full human. That is what I mean by it. It is only partial. The rest is...
My mother was half-elven.
That would explain it. Elves, with their mockery of immortality.
So what, you're saying I should pick a side?
Indeed. Picking a side would grant you the full power of one or the other, and I don't think I have to tell you twice what side is stronger, Kane.
Yeah, I'm already well aware of which side is stronger.
There's no reason to balance on the thin line. It only brings tragedy and weakness, constant conflict. Give one up and embrace the other.
Are you saying my control issues are because I won't pick a side?
I am simply stating that power, when not fully accepted, can be unstable.
I don't know how to go about fully accepting that half of me.
I'm sure we will come across someone who will aid you in that, if they're still alive.
Who?
The source of all of your kind. The source of hunger. The essence of devouring. You can call him the first vampire if you will, but he is more than that. Though he likes to play mortal flesh games.
That sounds inappropriate.
Only with a dirty mind such as yours, Kane.
Yeah, well...
Now, what about that boy? The little artificer. Can't you take some of his blood for us? We are both growing hungry. You can feel it. And he is young. He can replenish it rather quickly.
He's an ally.
And yes, and I fed you off your allies without harming them a few times now. Haven't you realized you haven't been hungry lately?
I don't particularly want to get us run out of town.
That's why we
Or
should
killed.
just target the child while he sleeps. It won't hurt. I can gently guide the blood into a vessel. And then it should be easy. All I need is you to assist me. I need to get close.
How close?
A mere foot away should do. Embrace your vampiric side and walk with the shadows. Or I guess we could visit the slums. I'm sure there are plenty there that wouldn't even care.
I'd prefer not to hurt anyone innocent.
Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many options unless you want to go into this mission of yours hungry.
You're right.
Of course I am,
That would
Kane.
not be good.
I'm only here to guide you, aid you, and protect you.
Why? Who sent you?
No one sent me, Kane. I just find a kinship with you. A bond with your soul.
So you were just sitting in that druid's stash of weapons for no reason?
Until I was awoken, I don't remember anything besides from my time before. Before being imprisoned in that cursed tree. It was he who turned me into a bow and put me to sleep. The one I spoke to you of earlier.
The, progenitor of those, like...
Indeed.
Us?
Note, I am not necessarily a vampire, but I am akin to them. Those in my past called me witch and called me demon. But I was once mortal.
Why?
Why is anyone ever born mortal? To suffer?
And
Why I was called...
why were you mortal?
My
Why were you
my
called a
apologies. My mere point of attempted jest.
It was amusing.
Those things are best left in the past, Kane. Perhaps when we form our bond true, you will know. But for now, let us go feed. Will it be the child or a citizen of this here city? I guess we could always attempt on that Zoe, but I would refrain from drinking that one's blood.
That one is not one I want to touch with a 9.5-foot pole.
Though his blood would grant power, but also come with a binding lock.
I feel like it would also grant insanity.
Sanity is a power of its own. Frees you from any other future decisions.
We'll check the slums first before resorting to anyone within the party or any allies.
Very well. Night is fallen. Let's be off.
Yep, I'm gonna pick her up. Walk down the backside of the building.
All right.
Avoiding the guards.
Bleh,
Blah, blah, blah. It's time to do the vampire things.
Bleh, bleh, bleh.
Fucking Hulk had messaged me on Discord. The word simply "do it" in caps to eating his character.
It's very tempting. To be honest, Kane is kind of like standing on the side of the building, like
He's an
really
absolute shit.
all
You
the
should
way
absolutely do it.
to the slums.
We have food at home, you know.
That's basically what Lavia was saying. We have food at home. Why go out to eat? It's cheaper. But all right. So now we're gonna move to Sif. Sif, you make it to the tavern. The tavern is rather lively. There is quite a bit of people there. They seem to be enjoying a new set of bards who has just recently come to town, and they seem to be working rather hard to to earn some coin. Off on one of the bar stools near the back end of the tavern is the small felis cat folk who you know as Trick.
Sip is going to take a deep breath and like mentally prepare himself like, oh, you got this. You just go talk and get a drink and then leave and all good. You could do this, right? And he looks around at all the people and just
a little whisper from Spot. Yeah, you got this.
What the fuck are you doing here?
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I went with you.
Aren't you normally with Syphina or something like that?
I'm with her too.
Wait, what? You get split like that?
A little tiny version of him is pops on the floor. As long as I separate off into little pieces. By the way, Kane's talking about doing some weird stuff.
With the bow?
Oh, sure.
For him. He needs it.
Yep.
Spot tattling on me.
Just let you know, if he decides a certain option, I'm gonna have to tell you.
Well, if you haven't told me now, it's not that important then.
Yep. As it turns to a goo and goes back in under your armor.
Sif is under the mind that it's not his problem right now. And he's gonna walk up to
Base.
Trick.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you did come. I wasn't 100% sure if you were gonna show up or not. I mean, I've been stood up a few times, but that's normally by, tabaxis and other cat people.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a dog. We're kind of different.
So. More loyal, right? That's the joke.
Hopefully.
Cats are curious, dogs are loyal.
Honestly, yeah, Sif takes this. I heard of your story earlier. You were talking about you had a brother?
Yeah, Jest. Actually, we had a full litter, but we were the only 2 survivors. And then Jest had given up his life to save mine. And on my adventures with some friends, he ended up coming back to life. And then I lost him again.
No, Death really wanted him.
Well, he must have. She says this with a very sad look in her eyes, but a smile on her face. Must have run out of lives.
I mean, they only get 9.
Yep.
I mean, look at it like this. I mean, he's so. I guess badass is the word I would reuse. That you had to kill him 8 times.
Yeah. He sacrificed himself during an attack from some demons that a former party member summoned to kill us.
Why the fuck would they do that? Oh, why does anybody do anything now these days?
Yeah, power, greed.
Honestly, power, greed, all that. Make people do a lot of weird things.
But,
hey,
yeah. Well, what's up?
By the way, I was in a shop today. I don't know if you know this shop. You've been around here in town. They sell potions and like, my mind kind of forgets, but they, I don't know if they're a new one, but they have and he's gonna pull out the note that had the picture of a rabbit and I think a wolf on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What do you know about this place right here?
Well, I know that it's really recent. It maybe showed up here a few days before I met you. Maybe about 5 days before I met you.
It's not like places just like appear out of nowhere with like crazy little weirdos in them selling potions.
This one, a strange lady with like a bluish reddish dress showed up with a box after purchasing the land.
She fucking what?
Well, yeah, she showed up with a box. It must have been probably like a mimic or something, but she tossed it into the open plot, and it unfolded into the house, into that building. It must have been.
If you've seen this woman again, do you think you would be able to point her out? Like the blue, red dress, all that?
Yeah, I got a pretty good memory. She had a very, very unique hairstyle, partially dreaded. Yeah. So it's very unique, very palish, tan skin. Yeah.
I don't want to ask you to risk your life for a stranger or anything like that.
Oh, I've done way more for way less.
You're a good person. Let me tell you that.
Well,
I don't know you, but you could probably be a murderer, but the vibes you're giving me right now, you give me a good person that just honestly wants to help.
Well, it's very few people have actually taken the time to spend time with me, so you're probably
well, maybe you are a murderer.
I have to. No, I mean I've killed my fair share of people, but those are like bandits and bad guys.
Self-defense.
Yeah, yeah. One of my friends tried to kill one of our party members for supposedly touching their hair, so I'm not like that.
This is so vain. Who the fuck would do some shit? You gotta be so full. You can't touch my hair. Oh, I'm gonna kill you.
Well, supposedly it was some treasure of his family bloodline.
I guess, yeah.
But anyways, yeah.
My point is, if I were to, I mean, I guess there's locate object, locate person. God, I kind of want to excuse my language here, but I want to dig inside you a little, like.
Excuse me?
Not like that, okay?
I was gonna say I haven't drank far enough yet, but a few more maybe. I mean,
I'm pretty sure there's some person that's into animals like that. I would love to see that, but it's maybe not. Maybe a second date, if this is a date. Is this a date?
Do you think it's a date?
I don't know. I actually never went on a date. I mean,
well, I guess then sure. We'll say this is a date.
Oh, you're my first.
Yep.
Oh, be gentle.
I'm a cat. That's what I do.
But what I was gonna say is, if I could, like, maybe there's a way we could locate object, locate person, or something. If you've seen the person's face, like that. But I don't want to put you out in jeopardy for no reason.
If you have, well, what is it that why do you want to find this person?
Well, it's like this, not to surprise you, but I'm not an actual wolf. If this whole talking didn't give that away. This isn't my original form.
I'm a talking cat, but I'm born a cat.
Yes, life works in funny ways, I guess.
She nods.
But I was put in this way by a hag, and I think that very person you saw was a hag. And I think if I can get out of this form and break this curse, then I would actually have a chance to get my daughter back. But it's kind of limiting, you know, no opposable thumbs and stuff like that.
She holds up her hand, her paws. I fully understand that.
Honestly, if I can get to somebody, I think that would be my first thing, is trying to locate this person. But I mean, that's what's kept me back so much, is this form.
Well, I don't know if I can help you, but I'm okay to try.
Well, what I'm thinking is maybe I can come back to you. We could try to create a locate scroll or something like that. It would have to be something I would have to give some thought to, but
I could see what I could dig up. Perhaps I have a scroll in the storage, or I can get one sent over. I could order one.
You would do that for me, Trick? You know, we just met you today.
Yeah, but in my journeys, I've learned that it's best to not think so much on time spent together, but bonds made in that small amount of time.
You never know when an eldritch being might, you know, eat your whole world or whatever.
Yeah.
Treat it every day like your last.
Yeah, there's, you know, you never know when the world is going to end, and lately, from what everywhere else is experiencing, it might end at any time. I mean, there's the massive undeath storm in Hild, the strange disappearances in Khan. There's the weird fey magic leaking out of the Phelan Woods in Alfrain, the plague in Turdek.
Oh, we're gonna deal with those for sure, one step at a time. But
oh, so you plan to go around and do those things to help?
I guess you could say we're some kind of heroes that avenge. Maybe you can call us the Avengers or something. No, we already have a name. It's a little kind of weird, but don't laugh. We're called the Nameless Ones.
Well, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. It was more the fact that it's kind of ironic. Like, my group's old name was Dragon Song, but we didn't have a dragon or a bard. Well, we had a bard. Why were you called
Dragon Song?
We did have a bard at one point. Well, it was kind of, I don't know. Our leader-esque person kind of picked it.
Was it the person with the hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like something I would do. Yeah.
You know. But yeah, I'll look into it, to the scroll. It's the least I can do to help. I mean, I don't know if I could go and actually physically help, but if I can help you find this person, then I'll feel better about my abilities to do something.
Well, there's not much I can do for you now. Maybe once we handle this Kalashtar or whatever, we could maybe have more.
That would help
foothold.
my store a lot. I wouldn't have to hide it anymore.
I'll stab him extra for you whenever we kill him.
There we go. We'll call it even then.
Okay, and then even then, I might try to get you something more, but that's a start. But here, how about let me buy her next drink, actually, bartender.
Very
Waiter.
well, says the bartender. And from there, we'll move away, going to Syphina and Trevor.
Are we approaching the tavern, or where are we?
Yeah, you guys have taken a nice, you're taking your time getting to the tavern, but you have reached the tavern. As you walk in, off in the distance, you can see Trick and Sif drinking together. Do you make your presence known, or do you kind of just sidestep through the crowd to not be seen?
Absolutely, just sidestep through. We do not want to interfere with Sif. We're gonna let him do his thing.
Then I'm just gonna say
we're
it's
finding.
Done. Yeah. Sif doesn't notice you. He's too locked in on the conversation, and you guys, there's a big enough crowd that it's easy to move. So, yeah, take it from there, you two.
All right. Trevor's gonna try to find a table or a booth somewhere that's kind of in the corner, just kind of out of the way, and he's going to let Syphina pick a spot where she wants to sit, and he's gonna sit down with her, and he's just gonna kind of sigh and like run his fingers through his hair.
She's going to smile at him. You don't seem to like the new one, do you?
I mean, he was perfectly fine right up until he decided to be an asshole.
It's really not a good. We didn't start off on the right foot. I'm just going to try to keep him alive when we go, and I might let him get hit a few times so I can see what that feels like. But
get you guys anything to drink? Says a waiter that approaches you. Sorry for interrupting, but can I get you guys anything to drink or eat?
Oh, and I'm gonna look at Syphina, let her order a drink first.
Fravo, what's something good to drink?
Glass of wine for her, probably something sweet. I'll take an ale and then 2 of whatever you got on special tonight.
Very well. It'll be right out to you as soon as it's done in the kitchen. Sorry for interrupting. They kind of like distance themselves quickly to the back.
I want to kind of do insight on that person.
You can if you want to.
St. Phoenix is, it's a 15, so.
They seem to just be trying to do their job and really didn't mean to. They were kind of like spacing out when they interrupted you, and they really felt bad about it.
Okay. St. Phoenix is a little on edge with everything. She actually wants to do a perception because she knows that that's a 23 perception. Black had attacked, people different times, and she just wants to look to see if there's anybody that might seem suspicious. So that's a 23 on perception.
Yeah, as of right now, you don't see anybody of interest, but I'll let you know if you do.
Okay. Anyway, sorry, Trevor, what were you saying? Oh, was I saying? I don't remember.
Trevor's gonna kind of chuckle and he's gonna go, relax. It's not gonna hit the fan until tomorrow. We can take it easy for a little bit.
Okay. He just gives him a look. We don't know that.
No, we don't, but I'm trying to not be fatalistic about everything.
I suppose. How are you doing, by the way?
He's going to he's gonna kind of stretch in his seat, and he's gonna sit back, and he's just gonna close his eyes and take a deep breath, and he goes, I mean, tired of just getting hit by one thing after another, after another, after another. But, I mean, we're still alive, we're still breathing. And he's gonna kind of look at her for a second, and he's gonna just kind of lean forward a little bit. He goes, be honest with me. How are you?
She just shrugs and shakes her head. I don't really know anymore. I'm angry. I am disappointed. I mean, Goraz and Kane both kept secrets from me that were about me, and Missy looks at him because you haven't by any chance also kept any secrets that were about me that you know about? She looks so proud.
He's going to nod. He's gonna go, I did, because I didn't have the chance to tell you sooner.
Wait. She takes a deep breath. What secret? She just puts her face in her palm, her head. Oh, puts her forehead in her palm, and she's just like, what secret is this that you know, that you have, that's pertaining to me?
Some of the stuff that you already know, some of the stuff that you found out, you, Kane, knowing each other.
Wait, you knew about that?
He, before the big fight, where we were trying to cleanse the city and deal with Woolridge, he was concerned that he wasn't going to come back from it. He gave me that information to give you in the event anything happened to him. I didn't really have the chance to tell you anything between now and then because, and he just kind of gestures broadly across the table, because of everything. And he looks at her, he goes, but I did want to tell you. It wasn't fair for that information to be kept from you. You should have been given that information and given the option to deal with it however you needed to deal with it. For what little it's worth, I'm sorry that I kept it from you, but I didn't really have a good chance to actually talk to you until right now.
We were gathering wood that one time. Remember when we saw that guide individual in the woods? I mean, you could have told me that before I saw him.
That was one of the moments that I was going to try to tell you, and then we met whatever he was, and he told us that we were both destined to die and gave us a coin to keep that from happening. I was a little distracted at that point.
Okay, so you, Kane, and Gora, 3 of the 4 people I came here with, kept a secret from me about me. She looks over in a distance at Seth. He knows something that is pertaining to me. Because if that's the case, then literally everyone I came here with kept a secret from me about me. I know I'm the only female in this group, but seriously? Do I really just not? Am I an untrustworthy individual? Am I just emotional? She's beginning to get angry.
Gravor just kind of shakes his head. He's like, I don't think that's the case. I think that Kane, based on his history with you, wanted to be the one that told you.
He didn't want me to know, he said. He thought it would be better if I didn't know. He didn't even be the one to tell me.
I mean, to be fair, at times he's kind of an ass. But I do think that in his own weird, brooding, and he kind of wiggles his fingers and he goes vampire-y way, that he was trying to look out for you.
Trina just shakes her head. I understand in a way, but could have gone about a lot better. And now things are awkward. So
I don't disagree with you, and for what it's worth, I'm sorry. But now you have the information. Now you know what was being kept from you.
there's some things I still don't know. I need to talk to him about, but I haven't had that chance to yet. I don't think I'll get to before he goes off. So, with them to
sorry to disrupt you again. Here's your drinks and your steak, your wyvern steak and potatoes. I do hope you have a wonderful date. Sorry for intervening again. If you need anything, just shout and I'll come on over. You guys look really good together. Just saying. Here's our tavern owner threw in a free dessert too. Have a good day. You hear, I need another drink. Oh, right there.
Trevor just stares at the food for a minute. He looks at Sifina, he looks at the food, he looks at Sifina, he looks at the food, and he looks at Sifina.
What do you think?
Above table, what was that? It cut out.
Yeah, you cut out.
I said, what, do you think it's poisoned?
No, I don't. Just, and he just kind of clears his throat and he goes, cards on the table. I'm beginning to grow fond of you.
Hey adventurers, thanks for tuning in. Remember to smash that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to give some love to your bards.